All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Do you have anything you own that you've never used?
Yes.
I have something that I own that I've never used.
Oh.
I own a sheet pan.
Okay.
I found it. I was looking for something else, and I said, "Oh, I didn't know I had all these things." There was a whole bunch of them in there, and not just one sheet pan, but a few of them, and then I had other cooking things. And I said,
Other cooking things.
I have stuff. I didn't know I had stuff. So listen to this. There's a book here called Sheet Pan Suppers Meatless.
Yes.
100 surprising vegetarian meals straight from the oven.
I love this book.
Sounds like I got work to do, but I got a sheet pan. Raquel Pelzel is the author of the book. She's a recipe developer. She has created recipes for Saveur, the Wall Street Journal, Every Day with Rachel Ray, Shape Magazine, Epicurious. She's an editor. She's a judge for the Food Network shows, and her book Sheet Pan Suppers Meatless. You get me hungry, Raquel. Good morning.
Oh, good. That's the point. Good morning.
Where are you right now?
Right now, I'm up in Woodstock, New York, taking a couple of days of a city break from Brooklyn, where I live.
Oh, is that? Oh, you live in Brooklyn. You go to Woodstock. I've never been to Woodstock. That's not where the festival is, though. It was just named after that, right?
Oh, in New York? Yeah, it's up here.
Yeah, no, I mean the festival was like down the road from there. So I don't know. I never knew. I was just too young for any of that stuff.
Yeah, no, it wasn't right in town. Yeah, well, it's pre my time as well, but it's nice to be up here and catch all those fun vibes.
Are you a vegetarian?
I'm not a vegetarian, but I eat mostly vegetarian, if not vegan. So I would say 90% of the food I cook at home is vegetarian, if not vegan.
See, that's what I think I should do. The vegan thing, because I love cheese and I love eggs. But I think I could live without meat. I don't know for sure.
Absolutely. Even if you just take meat out of a couple of meals a week, it makes a really big impact on the environment and with water conservation, and it's just really healthy, too. It's a good way, and you'll save a ton of money.
There are so many great things in here. So I do have a sheet pan, and I didn't even know I had one. It was cool. It was.
They're pretty big. How can you miss that?
I live alone. I have a real oven, but I never use it. It's a microwave I use, and I don't know. But so all these are in a real oven. Tell me about the recipes in here. Did you have to try everyone, or did you make up? Are these like songs, like a songwriter writes songs? Does a cook write recipes?
Absolutely, yeah. I wrote all the recipes. I thought of them all. I worked on them in my kitchen. I made them a bunch of times with different ingredients and with different ends. Yeah, just to try to come up with the best version. So ate a lot of great food over the course of the year that I was working on it, and it was super fun.
Today is National Taco Day, so I'm looking. You have tacos actually in here.
I saw that.
Yeah. So
yes, tacos are awesome. Just roast up some veggies in a tortilla, done. Dinner, like 20 minutes.
Really? 20 minutes? Okay. All right. And that's the part of this that would always stop me in my tracks when I found out how long I had to take to make something. So 20 minutes, that's not too bad.
No, it's not bad at all. Especially, a really good trick is when you turn your oven on to preheat it, put the sheet pan in the oven at the same time, and then the sheet pan will preheat. So when you toss your vegetables on it, it'll sizzle, just like using a skillet, and that starts the cooking time immediately. So you actually can make broccoli start to finish in 15, 18 minutes. You can, your roasted vegetables move along faster, and they also brown more nicely too. You get beautiful caramelization.
I had never heard about that before, and you do have a caramelized onion dip, and I do love onions.
I love onions.
Oh, I love onion dip. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Onion dip and some chips at a party, forget it.
All right, forgive me for sounding stupid, but what is caramelized? What does that mean, actually?
Caramelized. Well, that's just the act of creating. So when you cook vegetables, you're drawing out moisture and you're concentrating the flavor in the vegetable itself. And so all the natural sweetness, vegetables have natural sugar, and the natural sweetness really gets consolidated, and the flavors become more concentrated because you're cooking out the water. So if you imagine like steaming a vegetable, right? And how it has a more bland, kind of mellow, neutral flavor, and it usually needs a little salt or maybe a little oil or a pat of butter or something. When you're roasting vegetables, it just concentrates all the flavor. So caramelizing something just as the act of roasting it, and also creating brownness, and where the sugar comes out of the vegetable, creating like that caramel, almost like a caramel flavor. It's like sticky sweet.
Oh wow! I had no idea. If as I flip through the book, I'm looking at some the photographs are really. I'm doing what a lot of people probably do. You look at the photos first, and then you try to imagine what something tastes like. And there are so many good looking pieces.
Oh yeah.
In there.
You also have gluten-free recipes in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of, we marked all the recipes. I marked them with the V for vegan and GF for gluten-free, so they're really easy to pick out. And I would say like 35% of the recipes in the book are gluten-free, and probably half are vegan. So there's, options for everyone at your table.
Do you know what I wanted to ask you this? Okay, I've hinted that I want to be a vegetarian, or sometimes I am. And I've bought, those pre-made veggie burgers? I've purchased these things.
Yeah.
And here's my experience with them. The more you spend, the better they are, right? So, in other words, the cheap ones are not so good. But you actually have a recipe to make them.
Yeah, so I pulse up some ingredients in the food processor and then turn them out and pat them into a patty shape, and then put them on the preheated sheet pan so it sizzles, and you get browning just like you would in a skillet or on a grill. And it instantly sweetens the flavor that comes into the surface of the pan with the burger. And it's really healthy. And the awesome thing about veggie burgers is that after you cook them on the sheet pan, you can actually wrap them up in some plastic and then a layer of foil and freeze them. And then, you can bring them for lunch, or, defrost them and have them again. You can even crumble them to use as like meat crumbles in a pasta sauce or something.
Oh, wow.
Really versatile.
You do soups and salads also, and I've never heard of that either.
Totally.
In a sheet pan?
Well, the soups, in a sheet pan, totally. You could do chili. There's a stew with kabocha squash and chickpeas and tomatoes. It's really delicious. I mean, you're obviously not making a giant pot of soup that's going to last you the whole week to serve, 12 people. But you can make enough for, like, if you're 2 hungry people or 4 moderately hungry people, you can totally make enough soup or stew to satisfy everyone. What's that?
I'm at least 2 hungry people. You said it. I'm at least 2.
You have a creamy carrot polenta with winter squash ragu, and I found that fascinating. I'm going to try that one.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, I make the polenta, I add some carrot juice to it, so it makes it extra orange and really beautiful and vibrant. And, using vegetable juices instead of water is a really good trick to add more vitamins and nutrients and flavor to whatever you're cooking, be it if you're doing sheet pan quinoa, if you're making polenta, if you're, cooking rice, instead of using chicken broth, you can use veg broth, or you can use vegetable juice.
So you don't boil the macaroni and cheese? There's a no-boil mac and cheese. You put the macaroni in the pan unboiled?
In the pan, yes.
How do they soften up? What causes them to soften up?
Well, there's a lot of liquid in the pan, so I'm using some cream and some whole milk and evaporated milk, and you cover the pan with foil, and there's a whole bunch of cheese in there, too.
Oh, my gosh.
Obviously not a vegan recipe. And as the macaroni cooks, it absorbs the liquid and it gets all cheesy and delicious. And it works beautifully. It's so easy.
Oh, I bet. Everybody loves mac and cheese pretty much, especially if you're under 12 like me. So, if you brought this to a family function, I think you'd blow away everybody else's mac and cheese. I think this is the hit. This is the one I want to try to make with my new pan.
It's pretty awesome. It's just that it's shallow, so the macaroni, it's best eaten like when it comes out of the oven. So I would say that if you want to bring this to like a family meal, I would even cook it like halfway and then finish it when you get there, because it'll since the pan is shallow and it's so big, it just absorbs all of it. So you want to keep it nice and cheesy. Yeah.
I like your breakfast and brunches category, the roasted strawberry Danish. And the fruit and pumpkin seeds.
Oh my gosh! Today,
have you ever roasted strawberries?
No, I never have.
No.
are delicious, and it's a great thing to do, especially at this time of year when strawberries kind of fall out of peak and they're not as sweet as they once were 2 months ago at the grocery store. So if you roast them, they become like amazing. It's almost like making jam. This is so delicious.
Today, by the way, is also National Pumpkin Seed Day, if you didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I have a copy of the book, and I'd like to give it away. If I have a listener who is getting hungry and wants to know how to make some of these sheet pan suppers that we were talking about with Raquel Pelzel, call me, and the book that she sent us will be yours. The rest of us have to go buy it. The cover of the book is on the podcast that we're streaming right now. I apologize to your publicist. We went over real quickly. Do you have a website you can direct us to? I found that on Amazon.
Sure. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on my website, which is raquelpelzel.com. It's at Barnes & Noble. It's Costco, your local bookstore. And if they don't have it, ask them to order it, and they'd be more than happy to get the book in for you, so you don't have to get it on the web.
Very good. Let me give this one away. Good morning. You've got the book. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Kathy.
Kathy, you're going to get hungry.
It sounds like right up my alley.
Thank you, Kathy. The book will be waiting for you. Raquel, thank you so much for being on the air with us today. That was fun.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, it was great.
All right. We will be right back.
One of the best things about living in beautiful Central Florida is that we get to have a garden all year long. Spend some time on Tuesday mornings in the garden with Carol Ann Baldwin right here on WOCA The Source from 9 till 10 a.m. Carol Ann will take your phone calls, and she'll even check out your photos on her In the Garden Facebook page. Grab a tall glass of something refreshing and spend an hour in the garden with Carol Ann each Tuesday morning right here on The Source, WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A rather windy day for Wednesday with clouds and sun, along with a shower or two. The high 82 to 86. Partly cloudy and breezy Wednesday night with a shower around. The low 70 inland, 77 along the coast. Thursday, clouds, breaks of sun, and windy with a couple of showers and even a thunderstorm. The high just 80 to 84. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to tune in to the first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. to learn about the latest advances in healthcare available right here at home. Ocala Regional Medical Center and Strive have teamed up to bring the most qualified medical professionals on the air to answer your questions and bring information to help you in your decisions concerning your health. Again, that's the first and third Thursday. Health matters.
Here is your 30-second news brief. Marion County began spraying for mosquitoes last night. A trap near Tampa collected about 26,000 mosquitoes in just 6 hours. A 68-year-old Ocala man was critically injured after being struck by a pickup truck yesterday morning. A large beam fell on I-4 in Orlando as crews were removing it. O.J. Simpson's lawyer has called Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi a bitch for saying Simpson was not welcome in our state, and students can now earn a degree in theme park design. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.